a few number of Orthodox had remained. Guess what happened? By the time St. Gregory the theologian died, and this is why he amongst only 3 people have the name theologian, okay, St. John the theologian, St. Gregory the theologian, and St. Simeon the new theologian. Only 3 people in the church have the title theologian. By the time St. Gregory died in Constantinople, every single church was Orthodox except one. Every single church. That's how influential he was. So he managed to bring Orthodoxy back into Constantinople. So today we have the Jehovah's Witnesses, who we can say are cousins of what Arius used to teach. And this relates to us because we see them all the time. We see them in the corners of the train stations, on the roads. They come knocking on our doors. I don't think there's been anyone here that hasn't had a Jehovah's Witness coming and visiting at their doors. And they have the gift of what Arius had, the gift of rhetoric, to be able to speak. And everything is very nice. And everything seems so beautiful and so peaceful. Everything is very, very simple. And this is why I say it's important for us to know our theology, because more than likely we're going to come in contact one day with a Jehovah's Witness or with somebody else. Doesn't even have to be a Jehovah's Witness. Some other person who claims to be a Christian, who claims to believe in the Bible and Jesus Christ, but have a different understanding of the Bible as what we do. And this is what we as Orthodox are: very, very lazy people. Very lazy people. We do not know our scriptures. We do not spend enough time reading our Bible, our scriptures, so that we can know it. And these people put us to absolute shame because they know it off by heart, but unfortunately the grace of God has not allowed them to understand the truth of the gospel. This is the problem. So I had a very exciting experience yesterday. I actually went to a Jehovah's Witness meeting, a small gathering. It was, I did it for, I believe, a very good purpose, and it was probably the last time I would ever do it. And I will explain to you why. Not that I found myself in any uncomfortable position or I felt awkward. But I did go. I presented myself as who I am.
And you were welcome there.
I was welcome, of course. They have to welcome you. They can't not. They knew I was coming, so they came prepared. They were prepared as well. They brought another one of their sort of preachers. So this is a dummy's guide to Jehovah's Witnesses. I got one of these compliments from them. And everything that they give, by the way, also this is a New World Translation of the Bible. Everything that they give is absolutely free. If we were to have this at the bookshop, it'd be like $40. So God bless them. They do really good work. But unfortunately, it's to take us away from the truth. So just so you know, just so I can, because this might go on for a few weeks, just so you know. I think heresy is a very important topic that we need to speak about. We need to be fully aware of what heresy is, and we need to be able to speak to others as well who we may see or are in danger of falling into heresy. And I've spoken already for 24 minutes. This is a New World Translation of the Scriptures. Who is aware that there is more than one different translation of the Bible? Are you aware of that? Okay. So there are many different translations of the Bible. Probably the one which is most accepted by the Orthodox Church as a very good translation from the original Greek, although even that is not, let's say, perfect, but very good to the truth, this is the Orthodox Study Bible. Okay, let me just tell you, the Orthodox Study Bible is not a translation of the Bible. It just has footnotes underneath explaining the Bible. But it is the New King James Version. Now, this New King James Version, the English version, is one which is accepted as okay by the Orthodox Church. This one, this New World Translation, is the official translation done by the Jehovah's Witnesses, and this is the one which they hand out if you ask them for a scripture. It's called the New World Translation. It is, in my own words, as you can see, I've been doing my own studies. It is a very childish translation, not only from the English, but from the original language that it was written in Greek. It has watered down so many words which are very, very important. For example, something that might seem so insignificant but yet plays a big difference, not calling Virgin Mary virgin, but calling her a young woman. Okay, so not referring to her virginity, but saying wherever it says virgin, the young woman. Where it speaks about the cross of Christ, not to refer it as a cross, but as a stake. And I mean the original language clearly says it's a cross, stavros, stavrothim. If you know, Jehovah's Witnesses do not believe, and I think they're probably the only Christian sect that don't believe that Jesus was crucified on a cross, but rather he was on a stake. And just so you know, just for your information, it was not always like that in them either. Up until the 1950s, if you look at their little pamphlets, they always had a cross on them. And so after the 50s, their pamphlets and everything that they started to distribute and even their translations changed to replace the cross with a stake. Okay, for some reason, they don't like the cross, and I can only think of one person that doesn't like the cross. Okay. So I had a very interesting thing. I sat in a little circle of 4 of us, and we began to go through chapter 2 of this guide. We all had our turn in reading, and I read as well. I had no problem with reading with them. They spoke about certain things, and then for somebody who does not know, these things pass so easily and sound so good and perfect. According to the understanding of Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah is going to create a new world, and the paradise that we have. As for us to be in paradise and to be in the kingdom of heaven is to be in the eternal presence of God, and that fills everything. And the eternal presence of God, it's a place where there is no pain, no sorrow or suffering. Up until then, we're good. But for them, the paradise that is to come means that we are going to live in this perfect world amongst each other in absolute harmony. The animals will not be eating each other, they will be eating from the grass. And then the fruit that we eat will not be genetically modified. They will not have hormones in them and no chemicals, but we're going to be eating big, juicy apples. I'm sorry, this is the language that they were using yesterday. This is what they were saying. The fruit's going to be so delicious. And I'm just quoting him now exactly what it's going to be. I can't wait for this day to come where I'm going to be tasting that apple. And I'm thinking, I didn't speak for the first hour. I did not speak. Inside I'm thinking, really, is that your idea of being in the eternal presence of God? Eating the big juicy apple? Looking forward to that?
It's a very Protestant approach. The Protestants have a very physical, worldly
So it was
heaven is a place, and it's a beautiful place. The presence of God is never mentioned. So yeah, that's
and God will redeem this earth, make it perfect again.
So they're going to eat the apples that made Adam and Eve fall in the first place.
Well, oh, whatever it is, apple, grapes, whatever they are. But this is how you can see sometimes how shallow the understanding is. Anyway, and to justify this, continued reading, and as we were ending, and I was happy that we were ending the chapter, because by this stage I couldn't hold on any longer. I had to talk. They say here, and they misquote from the scriptures. It was to the coming paradise,